Okay, we're about to play some games with this deck made by another streamer, Bloody. She's great. And this is her Simic Thieves deck that she played in the Mythic Qualifier weekend today. It seems kind of sweet. Either as you go way over the top of like mid-range decks with mass manipulation to steal all their sweet stuff, and you have like powerful planeswalkers like Nissa and the Tamiyo's on the board. Her list is tuned a bit to be ready for red with these Ripjaw Raptors that are like very good against red decks. I haven't really had much experience with this archetype, so I'm just going to play her list, see how I like it. Might end up changing some stuff or trying some different stuff, but I guess she knows what she's doing. That would be good just to try out what she's playing. Does Grixis stand any chance in the current meta? Stands a bit more of a chance, I guess, now that Nexus isn't seeing any play. Probably not though. Problem is, like, all these like mass manipulation decks and Dreadhorde decks and stuff, even like Hydroid Krasis decks just go way over the top of you. And then you kind of suck against mono red too. So like, I don't really know what Grixis wants to play against. Is the problem. We're nowhere close to casting that, so I guess it goes to the bottom. It is a late game spell, which we're kind of lacking there. If Super Friends becomes meta, then Grixis is good. What makes you think that? I feel like most of the Super Friends decks just like produce so much card advantage, and that's pretty problematic for Grixis. Nearly every spell is Planeswalker removal. Killing Planeswalkers is just really bad though if you're just like terminating them. If your plan is to bedevil your opponent's Narset once they've already drawn a card off of it, you're just like down in that exchange. They got to draw a card off their spell and you didn't. You want to kill Planeswalkers with like either Elder Spell specifically, since it can kill a lot of Planeswalkers at once, or with creatures, since killing a Planeswalker of a creature doesn't leave you like down in the exchange. Alright, hold up Frilled Mystic and threaten to level up the Druid. That's fair, I might be wrong about the matchup, but like in my head I would assume it's like not amazing, but I might be wrong about it. Like, Bolus can be a pretty tough card for them to deal with. They don't really want to like bounce it with Teferi, and it gets out of like Clarion range against the Jeskai decks. I guess they can block it with like a Sarkhan Dragon, but even then you can just like kill the Sarkhan Dragon to clear the way. Alright, search for a Scanter. So they're clearly on some sort of Nexus deck. I'd love to save this for Reclamation, but I also want to pressure them. And search is like a very good card in their deck. I think I just have to pressure my opponent. I can't just sit here holding open mana forever. If they have a second Ascanto, we look kind of silly, but... Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think that's like a sweet... I'm hoping it does well for us. I'm gonna fire off this Growth Spiral. Firing off the Growth Spiral means I don't get to attack for as much. I kinda just want to, like... If I play this, I can attack for 7, put them to 10. But then I don't have lethal next turn anyway. So I might as well just cycle this. Okay. Didn't make much of a difference because we hit the land. So I have to manually tap this so it doesn't try and tap my Druid. Can swing for 6. So we have them on a free turn clock. Kind of need to draw like another Frilled Mystic ideally. Especially now we have the double blue. Or like a Nissa would kill them next turn. If they don't have a Root Snare. Since it would get us to 11 damage, exactly. No worries, vegan. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think I just want to fire this off for 8. To try and find another Frilled Mystic for next turn. The only card that really matters in our deck right now is Frilled Mystic, which is an embarrassing thing to say after I was mocking the card, but you know. This is the world we're in. I guess this is like the matchup you most want Frilled Mystic, so it makes sense. It's also the matchup where like a lot of your other cards are just quite bad. Is there going to be MPL weekly? Yeah, I think it's in half an hour. Is what someone in chat said. So it should be starting soon on the Magic channel. Please no Nexus. Please no Nexus. Okay. I mean... obviously Root Snare does it too, but... what am I meant to do here? So if I only attack with the Krasis and the Mystic, they can blink of an eye one of my creatures to live. Monku, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for becoming a Knight of Autumn. Helps me do what I do. So my concern is that if I just... I want to try and dig for a Frilled Mystic, right? But if I do that, a Blink of an Eye on a Krasis saves them. Lots of people have been cutting Blink of an Eye though. They probably just have a Root Snare. So I can do 5, 6, 7. If I do 8 and draw a land, then I can still cast a Frilled Mystic that I draw into. I has to not tap the Druid. Okay. Yes, I should. Did not find a Frilled Mystic. That is fine. Probably just getting Root Snared anyway. So, you know. Yeah, it's a bit funny. That's just arena things, right? Queue in with a fun new deck, run into the worst possible. I had that happen with Sultai Midrange last night. I was trying out Sultai Midrange, Aaron Barrich's list, and I immediately queued into like this deck, and that matchup was just atrocious. They just like, you know, cast their Mass Manipulation, and you just lose the game on the spot. There's no real like way for you to fight through that. Hey there, Garacito. Just having fun with this Steal Your Stuff deck. Admittedly not in this matchup. Alright, I'm willing to believe I'm dead. I just kind of want to move on with my life here. Oh, awesome news, by the way, for everyone in chat. We're going to have 5 new emotes, probably within the next day or so. Which is like kind of amazing. So like the emotes were finished today. I actually watched Docky Bird, the person who makes my emotes, finish them on stream. And she's just doing some like color correction on them, and then she's gonna send them my way. So I'm very excited for that. What other cards do I cut? I guess just the Mass Manipulations suck. If I'm cutting Mass Manipulations, I could probably cut a land, right? maybe. Or cut like, I don't really want to cut any ramp. Especially when our ramp's not being killed. I can probably cut a land. Like, none of our ramp cards actually get killed in the matchup. And we're boarding out our, like, expensive go over the top win con. Do we want Vivien Reid at all? Because she blows up Wilderness Wreck. We already have the Brontodons for that, and she seems like not great otherwise. She can find Frilled Mystic though, which is nice. She might just be better than Krasis. Let's try this. Kinda learning this as we go, but it seems fine. Trimming like a lot of our top ends, we can trim on some mana sources. Get a lot more interaction post board, which is nice. Yep. That is true. If they go off fast, Vivien's a lot worse, but I suspect she's probably still good enough. Alright, play my Llanowar Elf. They also just like go off slower post board, because they're trying to like fight back against your interaction in various ways. That is both a good draw and a bad draw. I think I would negate literally any spell they could cast there. I'm just going to cast the Druid. If they resolve in a Scanter, it's annoying, but kind of just need to get my mana on board. Why do I say words? Words are such a mistake, honestly. Alright. So I can play this. Hold open my Negate. Telegraph the Negate as hard as possible. Okay. This is a good one. This is the long way around. Just like holding open Negate forever and ever and ever. Especially now these decks have like sometimes adopted like I might want to cover my hand for the next game. Why is that? I'm not like too worried if someone wants to ghost me. It's like it's not like there's any prizes attached to this. It's just laddering. So I could blow up the Ascanta here. I kind of want to, because they're missing land drops and the Ascanta helps with that a lot. It means I don't have a 3/4 in play. I suspect that's fine. Blink of an eye. Yike. Sure. I imagine there are like some people in Mythic who stream snipe, but I also just don't really care. Also have like zero reason to believe my opponent is doing it, so. How was my result in that event? That event went quite badly. I went like 2 and 3. However, I did face mono red 3 times, which is like one of the worst matchups. And I also feel like I drew pretty badly over the course of the event. Just like lots of flooding and lots of mana screw and stuff, so. I don't feel like the event was like very representative in terms of how I was drawing or the matchups I was facing. Alright, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna ruin the viewer experience by covering my hand when there's nothing on the line. If my opponent wants to stream snipe, then like, whatever. I don't care. Alright, I get to level up the Druid. And hold open the gate off the Druid. And still attack for 2. That is pretty nice. Yes, I am aware of this, Garasito. I really could not care less. Alright, get to level up my Druid. Sick. Awkward tapping, but sure. I guess I could have leveled it up on my turn to play around Blink of an Eye specifically. Maybe it's worth. Uh-huh. So I can hit for 5 down to 9. Still have Negate open. At this point in the game, I kind of want to be able to counter Biogenic Ooze is the thing, if that ever happens. Biogenic Ooze is like the only thing that's actually threatening at the moment. Whatever. It's like the only thing I really care about. I guess like Hydroid Krasis would be annoying too. If my opponent does nothing, I get to level up the Druid. If they do something, I can Mystic it. It's like kind of win-win. Opponent does seem to have a lot of blue mana, I agree. Wilderness Reclamation, yike. If I just Frilled Mystic that, there's 6 spells in yard, so a Scanter could come down and flip immediately. But then I'd have my opponent on a 2-turn clock with 2 negates. Sure, this does mean I don't have an answer in hand to Biogenic Ooze anymore, but this is fine. So attack for 7, 8. So if Ooze hits the table somehow, I can level up this. Attacking into the Ooze would mean a 3/3 can trade with this, but then the other 3/3 would have to chump the Druid, and my opponent would go to 1. So I can actually, even like Biogenic Ooze doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure. Wilderness Wreck. Alright. 3 mana, so they can actually counter a counterspell. So I should just not level up the Druid and just cast the Negate normally. Hey there, Alex. It's going pretty well. Enjoying life, enjoying magic, and all that. How are you doing? Alright, got there. Mobilize District is some spice. Opponent has a lot of Blink of an Eyes. Honestly, I wonder if this Hydroid Krasis is a way to actually beat Biogenic Ooze is the thing if my opponent is doing that plan. But it seems pretty underwhelming otherwise. It feels like our mana is like at a bit of a premium. So maybe I do just want the extra land. Alright. Game 3. See if this counter magic can get us there again. I miss that deck too, Alex. Anointed Procession Asper tokens was a treat. Especially if you put a Ruthless Knave in it and got to go, like, destroy your whole deck. Do I want Melody for their Krasis? Maybe, we haven't actually seen any Krasis yet, but Krasis is annoying for sure. We have Vivien that helps, like, get the Krasis out the way. So that's something. I mean, as long as we can get the Krasis out the way, I'm not too worried about it. Alright, this is a pretty nice hand. We don't have as much interaction as I'd like, though. Never mind, we're great. Don't know which is better to play. Playing the Druid is better if we end up like just wanting to hold open 2 pieces of counter magic next turn or whatever. Jeez. This is brutal against our mana dorks. Yike. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn. And then probably flash in Frilled Mystic on end step. Since it's going to be pretty hard to hold this open if we don't draw more mana sources anyway. And I kind of want to get my beatdowns on. Right. I think I just attack for 5, honestly. And hold open the gate. It's not as fast a clock as I'd like. Maybe you're just not like meant to board out 0 lands in the matchup, even though you're like taking out a lot of your top end. Because of like the counter magic, you just need a lot of like raw mana to cast everything. That's a good draw. Amy, oh my gosh. Thank you to Amazonian for the huge raid. That's incredible. Welcome to everyone joining us. Playing some Simic Thieves. Playing Bloody's Simic Thieves list. It's pretty sweet. Hope your stream went well, Amy. If they have a counterspell, it's like kinda rough for me, but I don't feel like I have enough pressure if I don't cast the Nissa. Getting to untap the breeding pool and have Negate open is so strong. So I think I'm just gonna go for that. Oh my gosh, so much hype in chat. This is sweet. Welcome to everyone joining us. Drunk reading of the War of the Spark book. That's amazing. Yeah, I might have to go back and watch some of that. That sounds kind of wonderful. This is nice. So we have Lethal next turn, and we have Negate up off this breeding pool. Because Nissa's bursted. Oh, thanks JPC. Appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. You'll put it up on YouTube? Sick. I look forward to watching it, Amy. I don't really know how they get out of this. Even Biogenic Ooze is like, I guess it's like pretty good, but Nissa grinds through that, you know, without too much effort. It was a drunk interpretation. Okay. That sounds sick. I knew that was happening at some point, I didn't know exactly when. Oh my gosh, the fact you can hold up Negate up a single reading pool is so messed up. Gideon killed Bolus at the start of the book. It's just good storytelling. Copied your deck and played one match best of one. Oh, awesome. Well done, Vegan. Let's say Chemist's Insight. Resolves, I guess? I guess they're looking for like a blink of an eye? I don't think blink of an eye is going to be good enough. Alright, beating the Nexus Menace is nice. Sick. This is a good start. This is our first match of the deck. This seems like one of the tougher matchups. Like, game one, you don't really have enough interaction with them. But post-board, we had like a lot going on. We got really lucky having that Nissa resolved. How's Ripjaw? We haven't actually drawn it yet. It's obviously like pretty bad against the Nexus deck we're just playing against. I think the idea though is that this style of deck is pretty bad against mono red, and Bluebee reckoned that having Ripjaw would just be like a really big gain in that matchup, because like they want to get the Ripjaw out the way, they make you draw a couple cards in the process, which is really nice. Yeah, Amy did raid me. It's really exciting. Do we have the turn 3 Nissa? I guess they have Clarion in their deck, which is pretty scary. I kinda don't want to cast 2 Dorks in case there's a Clarion. I might just cast the 1. Yeah, it's awesome, Leo. Do I use MTGO, Pro Tracker, or Untapped.gg? I used one of the tracker things a while back. I've not touched it in a long time though. Alright, we do have to kill this Nissa with our Nissa, which is really nice. Nissa's just so good against other planeswalkers. Especially the ones that like -2 down to free loyalty like this. Did I play this deck in the tournament? No, I wasn't playing the tournament. I'm already qualified for that Mythic Championship because I'm in the MPL. So I'm not allowed to play in the qualifier weekends. I don't think I'm going to cast any more Mana Dorks. They kind of have to Clarion my board at some point soon, right? I just don't feel like I need to cast anything more. Oh my gosh, Elio. This is kind of nasty. Alright, cast my Druid. I can cast my Druid and then level it up after attacking. Solar Blaze is in fact legal, and we just got horrifically got by it. I guess it was literally the same as a Deafening Clarion, but it feels a lot worse to get hit by it. They're gonna be some I don't know how that works. Do not touch this. I know there's the MPL matches being casted pretty shortly from now. I don't know about any being casted from the qualifier. I haven't heard anything about that, but this is a yike. I guess I just have to like throw away a land to kill Sarkhan. Yeah, I probably just have to throw away a land to kill Sarkhan here. I'd rather throw away the Simic Guildgate, because it doesn't make 2 mana at the moment. Yeah, this seems good. No reason to attack with the forest. Oh, they can block my 3/4 instead. Maybe this is bad. For that reason. Because of the ping ability, they get to block a 3/4. You were expecting Jeskai with Solar Blaze to be a lot better than it's turned out to be. Is Solar Blaze actually good? I don't know. Deafening Clarion's so efficient. Alright, they hit the land. Don't get to play it. Oh no, they do get to play it. Yeah. We get to kill the Chandra. At this point, I don't know that we can actually beat another sweeper. I think I'm just meant to keep, like, horrifically overcommitting to the board. And just accept I can't beat another sweeper. Whereas, like, maybe I can beat them down. Alright, so we send 2 of these at Chandra. Oh, then Chandra kills the Nissa, though. Huh. I kind of just want to ignore the Chandra. Like, if I'm hoping they don't have a sweeper anyway, I'm probably just meant to go face. Forces them to, like, attack the Nissa, maybe. Means I can, like, make another 3/3. Should I ignore Chandra? I think I'm meant to, because then they don't get to kill my Nissa. I think we have to kill them next turn, or else we aren't winning this game, so... Yeah, Ripjaw Raptor is nice against Solar Blaze. Thanks for the host. Yeah, I'm already queued for MC3, so I'm not allowed to play in the qualifiers. Alright, they still need something else, right? At the moment I can animate a land and go around the dragon. Sarkhan Raptor is great versus Sarkhan, it is, jeez. Thanks, Endo. Alright, so if I animate a 3/3 attack with everything, if they have a removal spell, they only go to 2. Pretty sure I just have to do this though. I'm pretty sure like this is the only option we have. Alright, attack everything at your face. Alright, so against the Jeskai deck, we definitely want Negates. Definitely want the Ripjaws. These are actually really good against Solar Blaze and Deafening Clarion. And we kind of want everything. I guess Melody sucks. Manipulation seems like really good to me. So I guess I just can trim on Mana Dorks against them, since the Mana Dorks are really bad against Rafts. Yeah, just get rid of these Llanowar Elves, and then I cut a few more cards. We have so many cards I want in this matchup. I don't think I want to cut any more of the Mana Dorks. Yeah, it's kind of absurd, Kobe, right? Submit 67. Oh my gosh. On the draw, Frilled Mystic is like a bit worse. I just need to cut something, so I guess we can just do that. Feels like we're cutting a bunch of good cards, but I'm just like not sure what else we take out. Oh, actually, Negate's really rough against Teferi. Maybe Negate's not good on the draw because of Teferi. Yeah, I'm just gonna trim on the Negates. We can like take down the Teferis, but there are gonna be times when it's just gonna look really awkward. Yeah, having so many viewers is sweet, Deadwing. I need to do this streaming on the weekend thing more often. Also, like, the Amy raid is just huge. Amy very understandably gets, like, a lot of viewers because her streams are amazing. Alright, I want to play the Druid because they can't bounce with Teferi. Aw, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you for becoming a Knight of Autumn. Support means a lot to me. Do I have pets? I do not. I'm not allowed to have pets where I'm living. Also, don't think I'd be able to look after pets very well. Because I go to, like, so many tournaments, my lifestyle is not conducive to looking after animals currently. I'd really like pets one day, but at the moment it's just like not a thing that would work. Thanks, Leo. Alright, I guess I want a forest with this Nissa. Yeah, that sounds great. Now I get to cast my Druid too. Because of the timing on this Field of Ruin. It's pretty bad if they had Clarion, but I think I just want to cast it anyway. If they Clarion me, I get to Tamiyo, so like, whatever. Yeah, that's the thing, do not touch this. Like, I'm sometimes away for like 2 weeks going to tournaments and stuff. I'd like to have pets one day, but for the time being, it doesn't quite work. I really, really like dogs. Also really like rats, as weird as that is. Rats make me really happy. Is the one of Growth Spiral useful in this deck? This isn't actually my list. This is Bloody's list. I think she just wants the one of Growth Spiral as just like the 13th ramp effect, is the thinking. God, getting Nissa countered is sad times. Maybe I'm just not meant to cast anything into a counter spell. Just like hit my opponent for free and be happy. And then if they tap out for a planeswalker, Nissa gets them. Alright, just gonna keep hitting them. Be patient. Now we can play around a Spell Pierce, but we could also just cast a Hydroid Krasis. Maybe I just want to, if I cast Hydroid Krasis, I just have Lethal next turn. Just like no reason to play into Dovin's Veto. This is just like so nice. Yeah, that sounds like it really helps. Do not touch this. You don't have enough screens. There's a lot of good content sometimes. Yeah, the Ripjaws seem pretty decent in this matchup. I guess this mass manipulation also seems pretty decent. Alright, take this and this. I could probably have resolved Nissa that turn too somehow. But yes, this is acceptable. couldn't have. I'd have to untap the breeding pool. No, I could have had lethal that turn, right? I untap. I'm the tiniest bit short, still. Convincing enough win. This deck is sweet. Jeez. Oh yeah, go ahead and post the link, JPC. I don't mind. Thank you for posting it. Control magic. Powerful effect. In fact. Alright. This needs another mana source or two, but it seems pretty good. Got our early game and late game sorted anyway. Hey, Other Autumn. So I want to cast Paradise Druid. Same reason as always, it doesn't get bounced by Teferi, which is really nice. Might just cast a tiny Hydroid Krasis. Also cast the Druid for bigger Hydroid Krasis. I'm like a bit worried about them just Kaya's wrapping me here. I think this is fine. It's also like good against a counterspell if they happen to be playing one for whatever reason. Sure. Some people do. Cry is definitely like a less popular main deck nowadays. Because it's so bad against the Planeswalker decks. Oh, we're against Esper Hero. That makes things different. What do I want to discard? I guess I could discard a Manipulation. The Manipulation's really strong. This is the thing. I could also just discard a Druid and cast my Krasis next turn. Just like keep casting my Flying Rogue Refiners. Ooh, never mind. Change of plan. Get to hold open my Frilled Mystic. Yeah, there are lots of decks that dodge Cry really well at the moment too, for sure. Even like the creature decks are doing it. And like White Weenie's not been very popular, which is weird to me. I think White Weenie is just like such a powerful deck. But it feels like not many people are playing it, which also makes Cry a lot less exciting. At least until that deck picks up in popularity anyway. Alright, they get to attack my Nissa down here. They're taking like heckin' tons of damage. Your opponent won the Sheffield MCQ of Mono White. Sweet. I need to play that deck more. I feel like it should be good at the moment. I don't understand why people aren't playing it. I feel like it should be good against the Planeswalker decks, right? At pressuring them. It's like pretty... It's not great against Mono Red, but you do have like game against Mono Red. Ooh. I could just hold open Frilled Mystic forever. Could also cast a big Hydroid Krasis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Krasis for 8. Might be better than holding open Frilled Mystic. Just like keep hitting my land drops whilst I have Manipulation in hand. Seems good. Oh my gosh. Seems reasonable. The next time we just get to hold open the Frilled Mystic forever. Steal that to Teferi, also an option. Yeah, Takali Honor Guard seems really good against the Dreadhorde deck, right? And that deck is really popular at the moment. You just get to destroy them with it. So... Shock myself. Oh, maybe they have Veto. Huh. Yes, I still want to do this, though. They veto this one, then, like, the next one probably resolves. Oh, I know Mono Blue. Just, like, don't want to be too predictable. Don't want people, like, knowing what I'm bringing every week. Also, I think Mono... Oh, I guess I was playing Bant for this one. I think Bant is just, like... Bant Nexus felt like a pretty good deck to me at the time. Alright, this is probably getting vetoed, or it's just not getting vetoed and they very easily die. That could also happen. Oh my god, that was disgusting. Alright. So, I probably want this stuff. I probably don't want Frilled Mystic, right? It's like kind of awkward to hold open against a Fordarosha deck, and it's bad against a Fairy. It also just like lines up awfully against the 3/4. I'm not sure any of the other stuff is too exciting. Raptor's like fine. It's pretty bad against Hostage Taker. Pretty good otherwise. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. This seems good. Just have more Planeswalkers in my deck. Some are running Bant for Little Teferi and Massive Nip decks. Do you think it's maybe worth it? Potentially. I know that's what Bloody played in the Fandom tournament, right? And it did pretty well for her. You also get Tolsimir out of the board. It's a really nice card against Mono Red. I'm mainly playing this list today because I know it's what she played in the Mythic Qualifier tournament this weekend. So I figured that meant it was probably worth a try if she believes it's good. And the Ripjaw Raptors have like been pretty decent so far. Look pretty decent so far. They make a lot of sense against Mono Red too, which seems like it's like otherwise a pretty tough matchup. Alright. You know what? I'll take that one. I'm fine with that one. Oh my gosh. Got him. Played hard. Oh my gosh. This deck is a treat. I am enjoying it. I'm hoping we have our new emotes for tomorrow. I think we should do. That sounds fine. Got our mana dock. It's the most important thing. Making sure we're doing something on turn 2. When's my division up for the MPL? I think it's the last one. I know on like the last 2 casts it's always been the 3rd. Always been the 4th division for them to show. Although I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be one of the featured matches. Alright, they get to minus the Nissa. Then we get to attack the Nissa. So it's like kind of whatever. Clarion is obviously a colossal beating. The matches are already played, Leo. They're played over the course of the week. Because it's really awkward. It would be really awkward having to have, like, everyone in the MPL set aside, like, you know, 20 odd weekends in the year. Well, they might have a Spell Pierce. Feeling pretty far behind though. Yeah, I can't reveal what happened. They have a Spell Pierce, it's really brutal, but I just feel so far behind that I just have to go for this and hope. Sick. You play the matches after the lists have been submitted, but you don't see your opponent's list until your match actually happens. Don't know which to target. Keeping more forests in play for Nissa is nice, but I think I'd rather kill Narset, because then if they Clarion me, I get to untap and cast a big Krasis and draw some cards. I don't know if I'm casting the Druid. I guess like forcing the issue on the Clarion is nice, because then I do get to do the Krasis, and that's a really powerful turn. It's like bad if they go specifically Clarion plus Narset as their turn, but otherwise like committing the extra creature just makes a lot of sense. Okay, so they make a 2/2. I can take the 2/2 to guarantee killing their planeswalkers. I guess I'm gonna kill the planeswalkers anyway. Could also just hold open Frilled Mystic. Yeah, I could Last Minute try and take both. I feel like there's a decent chance they have a Dovin's Veto up by this point. I guess they didn't have the Spell Pierce last turn though. This is tough. I kinda like the idea of taking this though. Like, the Entrancing Melody's never gonna do anything better. I could mass manip everything, I just don't want to, like, run my mass manipulation into a Dovin's Veto at the moment. We also don't have quad blue. Yeah, that would also be an issue. Right, so I take your 2/2. So I get the blocker out of the way and can kill all the planeswalkers. Yeah, and then I get to animate a 3/3, attack both planeswalkers, cast a big Krasis. And they're just not going to catch back up from there. What do I feel the card does for me? It's not actually my list, it's Bloody's list. I think the idea of the Ripjaw Raptors is that they're very good against Deafening Clarion and Mono Red. So I'm going to cut the Elves, they just suck against Clarion. I'm going to trim on Mana Dorks a tiny bit for the same reason. And I don't want too many negates, because I do want to respect Clarion, but I think it is fine to have a small number. Oh sweet, Robert. Awesome. Also kind of want to trim on some Frilled Mystics on the same basis that they're just like bad against Teferi. Maybe we're just like so good against Teferi anyway, removing Teferi and keeping it in check, that it's fine to have all the Frilled Mystics in anyway, but I feel like all our threats are so good that we can just like play minimal counter magic and just try and play to the board. Maybe the melodies are good because of Sarkhan. Oh, awesome. What matchup do I board in the full set of gates? Against Nexus decks, you definitely want the full set of negates. That would be like the most obvious place. This might be a bit slow. Like, on the draw, Ripjaw Raptor's like quite good against them, but I think we have to do something before turn 4. Yeah, we play weekly for the MPL stuff. There are like 3 seasons, each of which is 7 weeks long. Oh no, each of which is 5 weeks long, but you play 7 matches over those 5 weeks. Right, so they get to bounce the Druid, which is really rude. This is part of the reason I trimmed on Druids, but kept all the Incubation Druids, but kept all the Paradise Druids. Paradise Druids just like really good against Teferis -3. Oh wow, whiffed on Nissa? How often does that happen? Jeez. Alright. I guess I'm just gonna play my Tamiyo, name Hydroid Krasis. No, Hydroid Krasis sucks against Nissa. What do I name instead? Nissa? Nissa's just so ass. Wow. Hit the Nissa, it's so nice. And this is so good at killing these planeswalkers too, which is really important. Prison Realm. Can take my Tamiyo. Oh, the Narset bug's being fixed. That's good. I heard something about that. It sounded really obnoxious. Huh, so they didn't cast Prison Realm. That means they have Dovin's Veto up at the moment. Right? So I don't want to play into Dovin's Veto. I do want to pressure their planeswalkers. I'm probably just gonna attack with the Druid and level it up, right? Plus my Tamiyo. It's pretty bad if they have specifically Shock, but I feel like this Druid would have died by now if they had Shock. Alright. These don't have anything. Oh, they can instant speed the Clarion? That's pretty good. Jeez. Alright. Well, we already have a Nissa. I could just keep collecting Nissas over here. Doesn't sound unreasonable. This is like the best card. The other option would have been like maybe get a Brontodon to blow up this Prison Realm, and because it's good against Deafening Clarion, it's also good against the 3/3. So they get to take my Tamiyo. They still have this Dovin's Veto up that they were telegraphing last turn. Ooh, now we have a Mass Manip. So even if they counter the Nissa, we get to Mass Manip. So think on that basis, I'm just meant to cast the Nissa. It's kind of awkward because I care about the Nissa so much more than the Mass Manip. I also just like don't care about stealing either of these planeswalkers that much though. plays a pretty absurd Magic card. Certainly looking quite good here. Just played the opponent I played in my last game. Oh my god. Yeah, I'd be pretty upset if that happened to me too, to be fair. Do I just steal the Nissa? Hope. Yeah, they don't have a counter magic up. I only get to steal the one planeswalker. If I get to minus my Nissa, and it turns my Hydroid Krasis on. Do I have a link to the list I'm playing? It should be, if you hit exclamation mark deck list, you should be able to see it. The other option is I could take to Fairy, bounce the Prism Realm, get back my Tamiyo, minus the Tamiyo for the Mass Manip, so that I can cast it again next turn. That sounds amazing. This actually seems really sweet, right? Just have like 2 planeswalkers, they have the Hurl answers that, and we have the Mass Manip back in our hand. Could also just get a Nissa, but maybe Nissa's just better than Mass Manipulation. I don't know, this seems good. If they don't deploy anything more to the board, we get to like make an Incubation Druid and pressure their planeswalkers that way. They have to like play out threats at some point soon. Oh yeah, if we get to keep the Teferi. They do get to kill both our planeswalkers because of the Mobilize Destruct, so it's a bit annoying. Now they still have the Prison Realm in hand for the Druid, because they found the Shock. Yike. Hey there, Weeb. Good to see ya. Oh, this is so bad against the Prison Realm. I mean, I guess I'm casting it, right? Because then I get to untap with the Druid in play, hopefully. And the Druid then gets to kill the Nissa. So I definitely just want to play out the Raptor, even though it's going to get killed. They scry to the top. They have a coil, so you get to just clear my board. Yike. This is so brutal. This Mass Manip's looking so much worse than the Nissa. I guess when this is telegraphed, it's like quite a bit weaker, right? So they just like don't have to play anything out. Stealing Nissa was best. Yeah, maybe that would have worked out better for us. You might be right about that. So I could plus. I kind of just want the Ripjaw Raptor back more than anything. Plussing does put more loyalty on Vivien. It's really good if we find a Brontodon, because then the Brontodon blocks a 3/4. I think the Raptor's just like really nice, so forces them to have like another Prison Realm, or else we're gonna get to draw cards if they try and kill it or attack into it. Yeah, I think Selene is right about the idea of it. Shows where your opponent's looking. It's kind of cool, honestly. I think it would be kind of bad if it showed like the specific card in their hand they were looking at, but as it is, I like how it functions. They must have a veto in hand to be casting the Sarkhan, right? That's my one fear. I have Deckmaster open. I don't know why it isn't working for you. I can take a look at the extensions in a minute. So they almost certainly have a veto. I don't know what I meant to do about that. Like, if I Nissa first, animate a land. If I Nissa first and get to steal the Sarkhan, it's just like really strong, right? I think I'd almost rather they counter the Nissa. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast the Nissa. If this resolves, it's really good for us. If it gets countered and clears the way for the mass manipulation, that's even better. So I could just kill the Nissa, but I kind of want to stop them getting a dragon. Oh, we also have this mass manip in hand though. So I'm hoping to like steal the Sarkhan next turn, right? I don't know which to damage. Yeah, I get to steal Sarkhan and the dragon. I guess I just kill Nissa. Turn on this Hydroid Krasis. I get to steal some things. Hope they don't have another veto. That's true, we do take a lot of damage, potentially. Is it better to save my wildcrafts to craft mid-range or control Dimir? Not really sure which of those would be better at the moment. Yes, control Dimir, you get to like take good advantage of Nissa. Whereas like mid-range Dimir, you could eventually turn it into Esper if you want, and like Fort Erasure into Thief of Sanity is really good. Prison Realm. Deal. So they take my Raptor, but I take their board. And because this Hydroid Krasis is uncounterable, essentially uncounterable, I definitely just want to resolve the manipulation this turn. Make sure that it resolves before they can like find a counterspell later. Do I just want to make a 4/4? Or do I plus? Eh. That has to be fine. Yeah, just uptick. Means I have like 2 threats that can attack planeswalkers now. Means I can deal enough damage to this Khan. Huh. I guess the follow-up Khan just gets to grab the Sarkhan anyway, but gives them more options. So it doesn't means they can't cast the Sarkhan this turn. So I kind of just want to give them the Khan. Alright. 8. That's a decent Krasis. Like to cast my jellyfish, please. Alright, this is going well. This deck has been sweet so far. We're tearing through Mythic. Have we not actually lost a match yet? I guess we haven't faced Mono Red yet. I kind of want to face Mono Red just to see if we can hold our own against them. This deck has felt so strong so far. Sub 100, yeah, it's pretty nice. Considering I've like not really been trying to get up there. Been messing around with a bunch of decks. Don't jinx it. Jinxing it's important though. Alright. I'll play first. Definitely mulligan this hand. This one's way better. Lands are like fine. I think I'm gonna bottom it though. Already got all like first 3 land drops sorted out. We'll find more. Yeah, it feels like it's doing pretty powerful stuff. Really good against like the planeswalker nonsense that's running around, right? Really punishes mid-range decks as well. Ooh, okay. Seems like we're doing similar sort of stuff here. I kind of don't want to cast a Ripjaw Raptor into a hostage taker. So I guess I'm just going to pass the turn. That one doesn't even matter that much, does it? Not really. It's like, this card is really awkward. I'm not a huge Frilled Mystic fan. You always feel bad when you're not, like, aggressively countering something with it, right? Because then it's like, are you really just going to hold open 4 mana every turn for the rest of the game? It's like, I have no idea what I'm even meant to do here. Because if I steal the Wildgrowth Walker, I'm just, like, not holding open Frilled Mystic anyway, right? I guess I just have to cast this. Yeah, I really like Frilled Mystic with cards like Chemist's Insight. So I'm not sure I love it in this deck. Steal the Druid, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that. It means they could get counters on the Wildgrowth Walker, but then we get to steal a bigger Walker, right? Which is just good for us. Cutting into their mana seems strong. Hey Dokomoy, this deck's been doing really well. I don't think we've lost a match yet. It's felt really strong. Felt really good against like the Planeswalker decks. The Frilled Mystics have felt pretty bad though. I think they're probably the worst cards in the deck. I've not been like super happy with those. Is that gonna cast a Teferi next turn? So if I steal the Wildgrowth Walker, I can kill the Teferi, which is pretty nice. If I play a Ripjaw Raptor, they can tuck the Raptor and then I can't kill the Teferi, so I guess I just have to take this Wildgrowth Walker. I do get to play my Druid at the same time. It's like a fine turn. Paradise Druid versus Growth Spiral Split. Paradise Druid's felt really good just because we've not been running into mono red. And the card is like very good against Little Teferi. Obviously if you're running into mono red a lot, then like Growth Spiral ends up quite a bit better. I'm not really sure which I prefer. I haven't like quite figured that one out. Like Paradise Druid feels like a better card if specifically you don't face mono red. But Chain Weller is such a beating. I could do that, Lewin. That is reasonable. I think I kind of like this plan though. Their board is like now clear, which is really nice. Can I level up the Druid and cast the Raptor? I can, and I get to kill Vraska. Just get to do it all. I already need a Krasis at some point, but we kind of have everything. Apart from that, no worries, Dokamoi. You're just so far ahead on board. The Entrancing Melody was actually just like really good. Forcing them to like use a Vraska down tick on essentially their own permanent. Pushed my opponent pretty far behind. We do have to pressure them a lot more. We're currently quite cold to command the Dreadhorde if they find one. Which is scary. So I have to kill Teferi. I think I can't play around Assassin's Trophy. I think playing around Assassin's Trophy is just like bad. Because I have to get in as much damage as possible to try and shut off Dreadhorde before they hit the mana source for it. I guess I could play around Massacre Goal. They only have like 1 or 2 copies though, and I think we lose to a Resolve Massacre Goal anyway. No, it only actually kills these two. Right? I guess currently Massacre Goal doesn't kill the X5s regardless. So this is actually just fine. She only does -4/-4. It's still like a fairly brutal, but another Teferi. Okay. Get to level this up. Do I want to kill the Teferi or just go max face? I get to do 13. I kind of just want to ignore the Teferi at this point. And just shut them off Dreadhorde. Like maybe it's greedy not killing the Teferi, but I could also shove 3 damage at the Teferi so it can't tuck a creature. Then they would take 5, 9, 10, go to 5. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. Seems really good. What do I think about the Yamasta deck? I have not seen that deck, so I have no strong opinions on it. I know a lot of the Amass cards have seemed pretty underpowered when I've seen them, but when they're all working together, maybe they look quite a bit better as a result. Alright, so we're going against Dreadhorde. So Brontodon is bad. Ripjaw Raptor is like fine. It's pretty bad against Teferi specifically. It's like good against Vraska. Yeah, that's fair, Lewin. Maybe we didn't even need to put them to 5. Maybe getting in some damage on the Teferi was reasonable. What do I put if ever I want Negates? They're really bad against Teferis, but I think it's really important to try and stop our opponent Dreadhording. No, I kind of just like how the main deck is set up almost. Maybe Negate is better than Frilled Mystic because all the cards we care about are non-creatures. Also wouldn't hate like the extra melody because Wildgrowth Walker's a pain. Just Red Horde Invasion plus Soul Diviner plus Gleaming Overseer. I guess Soul Diviner is like a pretty decent card. I don't really like Red Horde Invasion or Gleaming Overseer that much. Maybe once you have them as a package though, they look a bit stronger. But I haven't played with that deck and I haven't played against it, so I can't really give any informed opinions. Alright, this sounds pretty good. Turn 3 Ripjaw. I think I'm going to be on for like another couple matches and then I'm probably going to head off the evening. You don't really know standards. Okay, so I just play this tapped, pass the turn back. Next turn I get to Raptor. I don't know, maybe Raptor's not great in this matchup. I figured it's like kind of Brule's okay against the Explore creatures. Precious Planeswalker's okay, but it's kind of underwhelming against Wildgrowth Walker. Aw, thanks Catchy. Glad you're enjoying it. Appreciate the kind words. Okay, so Ripjaw slows down their attacks a bit. I'm like pretty scared of Command the Dread Horde. That card just seems quite scary for us. I guess Mass Manipulation undoes some of the damage. But oh wow, they're letting us kill the Teferi? Huh. I guess maybe they want the Teferi in the yard for command. I also don't really want them having the Teferi in play. Maybe this is a mistake, putting a Teferi in the yard. Might be. Have I considered Kefner in the 4 slot? I have not. This isn't actually my list. It's Bloodies. I think the idea of the Ripjaw Raptors is you're already pretty good in the matchups where Kefnet's at his best. Whereas, like, Mono Red's a tough matchup and Ripjaw helps a lot there. I'm actually kinda dying. Yes, I have to cast this Krasis. Gains me like a couple life, buys me a bit of time. Gives me a blocker. Blocker kind of sucks against Vraska, but interesting. Yup. So they bounce my Krasis, hit me to 1. We're just like a bit too slow this game. Weren't able to pressure their Planeswalkers very well through the Wildgrowth Walker. I can't imagine what we could draw here. So, mass manipulating doesn't do it. Yeah, we're just super dead on board. I guess I could technically Hydroid Krasis to be alive, but my opponent would have to get really unlucky for that to even work. I think I like how I have this set up. I don't think the Brontodons are just very good at pressuring my opponent is the problem. Maybe I meant to have a couple Frilled Mystics back in on the play, because it's easier to get them like underneath my opponent before Teferi hits. No, this matchup definitely feels a bit tougher than the other Walker decks. The other Walker decks I've been pretty happy against. But the fact that this one has Command the Dreadhorde that kind of like goes over the top of anything I'm doing, or threatens to, if I don't keep the Wildgrowth Walkers under control, it's making it a bit scarier. I guess I keep this. I've got like a Negate, a Melody for a Wildgrowth Walker. I really need to draw mana with this hand, but it's pretty hard to send this one back. Alright, Llanowar Elves is a great draw. It's like kind of an absurd draw. Let me hold open this Negate and develop my board, develop my mana, maybe cast Nissa next turn. When Kefnet hits a counter spell. I've yet to see anyone like opt in their opponent's turn in response to a spell to try and hit the counter spell off Kefnet. That would be delightful. Yeah, it's tough, right? Knowing quite how you're meant to play this matchup. Because they attack you from like a bunch of different angles. So if I cast Nissa, they need to have Explore Creature plus Cast Down to kill her. I could also just steal the Wildgrowth Walker. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, they need to have the land and a 2-mana Explore creature to pair with this Cast Down to actually kill the Nissa here. So I think this is pretty good. I'm not going to attack because I don't want to offer the trade with the Branch Walker unless I know that the Branch Walker is lethal. And this way I get to hold open Negate for a Planeswalker. Alright, they're trying to kill my breeding pool. I'm just going to negate this. I want as much mana as possible. I'm just hoping they don't have the second Branch Walker. Yeah, if Nissa lives, Mass Manip is going to be nice. No! Oh my god, that's such a beating. Jeez. That's so rude. Ah, okay. Yes, I'm melodying the Walker. I'm just saying go. I want to get in damage, but I feel if I attack, they just block. And the land's worth a lot to me with this mass manipulation in hand. Especially since we'll be like 2 whole blue sources away if this land dies. Yeah, it's slightly brutal. So I don't think we're in like the worst position. Things definitely got tougher. Yup. Now we're in the worst position. Jeez, it feels like this Dreadhorde deck has so much more game against us. This is such a yike. Alright, I mean we're like 2 turns away from casting Mass Manipulation, kinda. You fear we may be turbo dead. I'm certainly heading that way. Can't deny. Massacre Girl is very good because of Dreadhorde. Yeah, you want your Explore creatures in your yard, right? So that you can get them back and get the triggers again. Yeah, these games have not like felt that competitive. Feels like the opponent's deck has like a decent amount of game against us. Like the game we won, there was like a period of time in the game where if they hit their 6th land drop and cast Dreadhorde, we would have just lost. And they died with like multiple cards in hand. Which I feel is like, is not going to be how the matchup usually goes. Like without an early Nissa, we don't really have that sort of closing speed to leave our opponent with cards in hand. Alright, hits me to 4. Yeah. GG's opponent. Out of the top 100. The jinx was fulfilled. Alright, so I'm gonna play like at least one more match before I head off. I've got a lot of viewers this evening and I'm having a lot of fun with this deck. I'll probably be back on tomorrow to play some more standard, because I gotta figure out this format a bit more. Probably be jumping around decks a bit whilst we do figure it out. This is certainly a hand. One of the MPL deck lists due about 9 hours ago. Alright, strong draw. Like it. You'd like to hear why? As in, like, why I need to learn standard a bunch, or? So I block with this, I don't get to go to, like, Elf plus Druid next turn. I'm just gonna take 2, I guess. Which person do I think is the best MTG player, like, all-time or current? Like, all-time, the answer's always, like, Finkel and Kai, right? And then, like, LSV in third. Current? I don't know. What do I do here? Just the Druid, or? Shion just said Tyrant's Corn, gas. That makes me so happy. Oh, sorry, yeah. I missed that. You're right. So I could just, again, block. I guess next turn I get to double Druid anyway. It is nice slowing this down, making like a future Marshal a lot weaker. Every mana we have in play is like an extra half a manipulation. Well, Sadie, thank you for that 8-month free sub. That means a lot to me, Sadie. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the continued support. Big 0 months. Yeah, MTG bot has got something going on there. Yike. Take my mana dork. They only have 1 card left in hand. My opponent's draw is not being exciting. Sure. Yeah, Atomic does prevent Nissa from working. Also prevents Awakening of V2 Ghazi in Limited, which is kind of brutal. I think I kind of want to cast this Ripjaw Raptor. Then next turn they'll like tap the Raptor and that lets me upgrade the Druid. And use the Druid to make this Druid. And build towards like a really good manipulation in a couple turns. We're not under that much pressure, right? So I think it's fine to just do this. Make my opponent's life a bit more awkward. Please don't have a Loxodon. Okay, this one's fine. I don't really mind if this gets taken. Three, 5, 9. So the sentries are almost online. Alright. So we level this up. Cast both of these. Then we have a really nice manipulation coming. What do I think of Kefnet in this deck? It's pretty fine. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the stuff you're doing, you're trying to either go way over the top of your opponent or like build up to that. Kefnet's in like this awkward middle spot. Like we can kind of justify the Raptors because they're good against mono red, but I guess Kefnet's like decent against mono red. It's certainly not quite the same though. These Snubhorn sentries are gonna kill me. I guess I just take this, get my Druid back. So we have 3, 6, 7, 8, and then we can double block a sentry. So we can steal a sentry and Atomic and still be on 3 life. 1 life, even. It's not the dream, but technically alive. Technically not alive. Oh wait, what? Does this not... Oh. Okay, it's just because it gives us the option to adapt again. That makes sense, I'm being silly. So we have 4, 8 mana. So if I manipulate, I get to take Atomic and the Sentry, and then I'm forced to chump the Knight. Or I could Krasis, gain 3 life, go up to 4 and have a blocker. Yeah, it's just a graphical issue, that makes sense. It's possible it's better to have the 3/5 untapped, but it seems fine. I was really hoping to hit a land for my Lauren Enforcer. Now I'm going to have to chump with it, but at least the Krasis gets to eat something in combat. Yeah, so this can chump this, can eat the flyer. Go to 2, just like barely clinging on. Does Nissa get to do any nonsense? I don't... Like, can we go Nissa plus manipulate? So at the moment we can manipulate for 2 things, which is fine. Or we can go... this makes triple blue. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4... We have to tap a forest to have triple blue. Nissa comes in. Untaps a harbor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's just like not worth casting the Nissa. Guess I just cast the manipulation on that basis. Also just cast a big Krasis, but... So 2... Alright. Cast this for 2. Take the Knights. And attack with my Paradise Druid. Yeah, there's no coming back from that, especially if the next Krasis coming up next turn. Alright, mono white. Azorius, I guess. Frilled Mystic seems like the actual worst here. We need to be playing to the board aggressively. Melody is decent. Brontodons are decent. Don't know if we want any more Ripjaw Raptors. They're like pretty good. But hey Dom, I'm doing pretty well. Life is good. I guess I could just cut these, or 1 or 2 of these, because they're like kind of expensive. And this is probably fine. Oh my god, Sadie. Awesome. That's really exciting, Dom. I'm not actually gonna be in Copenhagen. I'm skipping that one. Like MPL obligations and such. But I hope you have a great time there. You do well. Seems like it's going to be a sweet format. All the cards that have been revealed so far look awesome. Yeah, so I have to be in the US for SCG Con and for MC3. And the weekend in between that would be Copenhagen. It's just like not worth me traveling back for the sake of that. Even Melody to like tide us over. I don't think this hand's good enough though, with no ramp. Okay, this doesn't have ramp either, but it's a bit better. Brontodon into Ripjaw Raptor is still probably too slow, but happily keep it. Staying with Marcus sounds great. Hope you have an awesome time. Alright. The old double snubhorn opening. Powerful stuff over there. Alright, things got a bit scarier. I would like to take back my sarcastic mocking ways. Why are things lagging? I guess I haven't restarted in like several hours. Alright, the Brontodon can kind of pressure the Gideon a bit. Yike. Uh-huh. I'm glad you managed to get that sorted out, Dom. That sounds like potentially really stressful. Gideon can just kill the Ripjaw if it needs to. I really hope it needs to. Nope. That means there's probably a Tribunal in our future. Okay. These Snubhorns have almost grown up. Next turn, opponent's board is going to be absurd. Guess I just cast my Brontodon? If I cast the Paradise Druid too, they just get to -6 on the Brontodon. Whereas this way we can threaten to kill the Tribunal and get our Ripjaw back. Uh-huh. They actually just have lethal, right? Unless we block the Gideon, but then there's no coming back. They should definitely just attack team here. This seems... I don't know that it's going to make much of a difference, but... I don't think I can beat this board regardless. Could I kill the Tribunal in response to present sending? Oh, maybe. That's a decent point, Grant. Didn't think about that one. Oh, when's your MCQ, Dom? I still really haven't figured out the standard format yet. I'm not confident that I can recommend you a great deck. Next weekend? Okay. Hopefully I'll know what's going on by then, because I need to find a deck for SCGCon. Since I'll be playing the Invitational there. Do not believe this hand is good enough. It needs a second green for a Raptor and has nothing to do before like turn 4. Alright. SCGCon's in 2 weeks, but realistically I need to find my deck in a week and a half so that I can make sure I can have the pieces for it. Normally I have that set up. For some reason it's not working properly today. But I'm also about to head off in like 5 minutes. So, next time I stream, it should all be set up properly. Assume like the program's just being funny about it at the moment for some reason. Well, casting a Hydroid Krasis seems pretty decent. Could also just level up the Druid and make a bigger Krasis next turn. But I'd rather just get this on board because it threatens planeswalkers so well. Wait, what? Alright. Alright. Sure thing, opponent. It's a good draw. Yeah, the Stable Stroke's a pretty good one. Sure, Gideon is fine. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Make a 9/9. Draw 4 cards, gain 4 life. You really hope the opponent doesn't have Deputy. Yeah, I'm very relieved they didn't. That would have been disgusting. Alright, we have a Brontodon. Maybe I believe I just want to make a huge Krasis. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I meant to leave. Oh no, this one doesn't get to block anyway. Yeah, I'm just meant to tap all out. Alright, beat White Weenie. Opponent had a pretty awful draw that game, which definitely helped us. No 1-drop to pressure us. Our draw was very strong. This deck has felt nice. I might play this more tomorrow. I think I'm going to take out the Frilled Mystics. Frilled Mystics have been, like, pretty unimpressive. But I was pretty happy with the deck otherwise. It felt very powerful. It felt like not great against the Dreadhorde deck we faced. And we didn't get to face Mono Red in the end, but I felt like that was pretty good. Alright. Thank you everyone for